Today we are going to perform myofascial release on your booty, your bottom, your backside, your glute region. If you have a ball and or a roller, that's what you'll need today. I think both tools are great. So the way I've decided to work this is we're going to use the roller first on one side, and then we'll use the ball on the other side so you get to experience both. So if you have a roller, grab it. We're going to start with that first, and I want you to sit on it. If you do not have a roller, then go ahead and fast forward this video until you find the part where we're using the ball. Okay, so sit on the roller. Slowly take your body down until you get up to the top rim of your pelvis, and then rotate your body inward just a tiny bit so you're a little bit more on the side. You can be on your hand or you can come on down to your forearm. So just to be clear, right here is the top rim of my pelvis. We're going to be working all across the top here, starting more on the inside, the center. Roll your body up and down, exploring, always exploring first, seeing what your body feels like today. You can also roll your body in and back out, right across the top of that bone. You don't want to be on the very top of the bone. You're on the fleshy part that's up high on it. Once you come onto the inside, you can roll up and down again as you move all through that area. Find your spot, hang out. So for me, it's about right here. Your feet can be wherever you need them to be, your feet and your legs, so that you feel stable. As always, breathe, especially big exhales when you're on the spot. Hang out there until it releases or just starts to feel a tiny bit better. Then you can move on and find another spot. If you hang out here for about 20 to 30 seconds and it doesn't release, move on and find another spot. Today is just not your day. You might find if you work the area around the spot that won't release, that eventually it will release too. So mine feels better. Gonna explore again, find another spot. Moving my feet so I don't fall off. In our society, we do tend to sit a lot on computers, driving. And so your glutes can get real stuck and sticky. And so hopefully this work will provide you some relief and some better movement. All right, so now I want you to come rotate your body in and come more onto your side hip. I like to put my bottom leg down, but it's up to you how you get your body in the position. So now I'm on this side. So now we're working side hip bone right here. I'm going to work this fleshy area here, and we're going to take it down to about here. Same idea though. Hopefully you're rolling around. Hopefully you've already found a spot. Once you find the spot, hang out there, kind of tack the tissue down. You can just hang out and breathe, or one technique that I like is to take your bottom leg, lift your knee up and down, just kind of butterfly, like a butterfly wing. You can also bring your knee up closer to your body. Take your foot away. You know, there's really no right or wrong here. It's just a matter of finding what works best for you, what allows you to dig into that place enough, or what allows you to release better, quicker, easier. Remember, if you don't have a spot or you clear the spot that's there, then start to move your body up so that that roller comes down. See if you can find another spot. And then when you get all the way down to the next bony protrusion, you've covered that area. Okay, so let's take it to our third stop. So just to reiterate, you did the top rim here in the back, you did the side. Now we're going to do more of the center of your cheek. So you're still off to the side slightly. Find the center of your bottom. And then from there, you can roll up, you can roll down, maybe 2 or 3 inches. You can also move a bit side to side. If you start to get up high, you'll do the area that we already did. If you roll your body too far inward, you're going to get the side that we already did. So you want to stay more in the center of your cheek. Find a spot, hang out there. One technique I would like you to try if it works for your body is to take your lower leg and place it over the thigh. So you're bending the leg that the glute is on the roller. And that's going to kind of open up the tissues a little bit better and might allow you to get into some new areas. If you have sciatica, this can be really good for you. It can also be really painful. So be careful, take it slow, be gentle if you need to be. If you feel any numbness or tingling, I want you to back off. Maybe take your leg down. That might be enough to take the numbness and tingliness away. Or maybe you just need to move your leg in a little bit different location, or just stay off that spot causing the numbness and tingling. Just stay off that spot completely and work around it instead. So move up above it a little bit or down below it a little bit, and then hopefully eventually over time, days or weeks, you can get into that spot without having any numbness or tingliness. But yeah, you don't want that. That's getting into nerve stuff. You know the drill. You're just finding the spots and breathing. Okay, and release. I want to move on to the other side with a ball. If you're loving the roller and maybe you've got, or you've got a lot of spots that you want to keep working at, then go ahead and pause me, stay, keep working on it. If you want to do the other side, you can always rewind the video and work on the other side. Otherwise, if you want to move to the ball, stay with me. Grab a ball, something like this, tennis ball, racquetball. You're welcome to try different densities and different sizes of balls to find what works for you. I want to start on that top rim again first, near the inside. So about right here, if you can see that. If you know your PSIS, the round bone that sticks out here in the back, that's another great place to start. If you can find that, that bone, you just want to go down, and that's where we're going to start. Okay, so get your cheek up on top of the ball, just below your PSIS bone towards the top of your rim. You probably already noticed that this is going to be way more intense than the roller. It might be too intense. If it is, you can go back to the roller. Kind of a medium way too is to take the ball to the wall. It'll be more intense than the roller, but not as much as this. And you can just sandwich your booty, sandwich the ball between your booty and the wall, and do this work that way. Same idea. You're slowly rolling the ball towards the side. You're also going up and down, and you're just exploring all the soft tissues up along that rim, finding your spot. So there's mine. And hang out and breathe. Feel free to try the butterfly leg, opening and closing the knee of the leg that the ball is under. You can always stop your leg where you kind of find your sweet spot. Figure 4 can work here as well. So these different techniques might help you get into a spot better and or help it release faster. Either way, it's a good thing. Try them, take notes. If you find one that works for you, take a note so you remember the next time you're doing this on your own. Be mindful, take your time. So when you have a spot that just does not want to release, a technique that you can always try, and it's really great here in this region, is contract and relax. So I want to teach you that real quick. So find a spot, and then once you're there, notice how much it digs in. I want you to engage your glutes. So I want you to tighten all of your bottom muscles as tight as you can, protecting yourself. So not allowing that ball to dig in as much. Then I want you to release. Exhale. Let the ball dig in. Do it again. Inhale. Squeeze tight, pushing the ball away. And then when you're ready to exhale, relax your muscles. Let the ball dig in deeper and do its magic. Other areas of the body that works really well also, so feel free to try it where you've got your stubborn tissues that don't want to let go. So just like we did on the roller, I'm slowly making my way towards my side. And I will end up eventually completely on my side here. Same thing, starting at the top of the rim, and I'm slowly going to work my way down until I get to the next bony protrusion. So just staying on your soft tissues, finding spots. Remember to always take care of the rest of your body. So if this bothers your head and your neck, take it down. You can rest your head on your arm. You can rest your head on the roller, a block, a pillow. Okay, always take care of the rest of your body when you're doing these. So I'm all the way on my side hip. I'm finding a spot, tacking it down. I'm going to try the butterfly leg again. Another technique I want you to try, straighten your leg as much as you can. Support yourself, support your body with your front hand. Lift your leg up off the floor. Lift it up. And take it down. Once it's up, you can also try moving your leg around. Maybe bringing it closer to your body or farther away. Bending the knee, internally and externally rotating. Again, just exploring. So right there, for me, that really allows the ball to dig in with my leg right here. So this is where I'm going to hang out. You can bring your knee all the way up to your chest and back down. You can point and flex your foot. And then the last technique I'd like you to try while on your side hip is to tuck your pelvis and then take it back. So it's like you're tucking your tail and then you're lifting your tail. And see if that helps you as well. Okay, enough of that fun. Let's take it to the center. Center of your butt cheek. Okay, so again, you're just a little bit to the side. You're working the center. You can go in circles, up and down, left and right. Take it slow. Find a spot. If you don't have a spot, you move on. But most of us have spots. So once you find a spot, tack down the tissue. Try opening and closing your knee. Breathing, holding where you need to hold. Work to get the release. I'll just keep showing you some different options. Figure 4. That can be pretty ouchy, but that works well here too. I'll just remind you again, stay away from the nervy stuff. No numbness, no tingling. And then of course, contract, tight, 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 and relax to work on those really stubborn spots that don't want to release. One side is often worse than the other. Those of you that experience sciatica might find that it's just one side that's having the problem right now. Please always work both sides. In the end, I want you to spend more time on the side that has the nastier spots, but always work both sides. Because usually if you do have spots on one side, you'll have them on the other as well. They just might not be as bad or as intense. And remember the general rule, if it feels better after rolling, keep doing it. Sometimes it'll feel better right away. Sometimes it'll feel better after a few times, after a few days. Give it a chance. And yeah. Okay, so the next one I want to do is the gluteal fold. For that one, you need a ball and or a PVC pipe. So let me grab a PVC pipe over here. I'm going to go ahead and use the PVC pipe mostly, but if you have a ball, you can use that instead. It's totally fine. Okay, so your gluteal fold that we're going to work is where your butt cheek meets your hamstring, the back of your leg. So this area right here, we're going to start about an inch. Yeah, well, actually, we're just going to start right in where they meet. Makes more sense. So take the PVC pipe, and I want you to start with one leg. So you are not going here, but you are taking off to the side. So you have it right in the fold of one leg. So place it in there. Start with your knees bent. Then kind of lift your tail back behind you. Kind of stick your booty out behind you. Hold the PVC pipe if you need to. My pants are slippery. Then start to straighten the leg as much as you can that's on that PVC pipe while you also bend forward. So tail's out, coming forward with your body, maybe straightening your leg a bit more. And then move your body a little bit side to side, forward and back, and see if you can find a spot where you need to work. You can also try rotating your knee externally and internally so your knee points out, your knee points in. So for me, the spot is right there. Find your spot, breathe, relax. So if you want to use the ball instead, same idea. It's just not going to cover all the way across. So you're going to have to move a little bit more left to right to try and find the spots, but it digs in just as well as the PVC pipe. So don't feel like you have to go out and get a pipe if you don't have one. Also try flexing your foot and pointing and flexing. See what that does for you. Oh, there's a new spot for me. A little bit more on the inside. You can also try engaging your quads. Squeeze the muscle here on the front of your thigh and then relax it. See what that does. If this is too much for you, try both legs at the same time. See what that does. Once again, we don't want any numbness or tingling. Let's go ahead and try the other side. So just kind of sit on it right there in that fold. Move your knee in and out. You can move your body, weight forward and backward. Find your spot. Okay, there's mine. I'm going to hang out here. I'm going to try flexing my foot. After you've been there for a bit, you might find that you can straighten your leg a bit more. Maybe you can forward fold a bit more. You can always have both legs straight, even though you're only working on one side. That's fine too. Right now I'm just kind of pedaling out my legs one at a time. And then I'm gonna hold. Well, I sure hope all of this is making you feel better. Hopefully by now you've got a decent list going of the areas that you need to work on and the techniques that are working for you. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and release. You keep working on that if you need to. And we will move on to a couple of stretchy exercise movements to go with this. For the first one, please come onto your back for a figure 4. Take one leg and place your lower leg over the thigh of your other leg. Drop both knees into your chest and then clasp your hands behind your thigh of the leg that you didn't just bend. Now, if you can't grab your thigh, that's totally okay. Hit pause and find yourself a yoga strap, a belt, a towel, a scarf, something that you can place underneath your leg, and then you can hold on to the ends of it instead of clasping your own hands behind your leg. Okay, so once you're there, I want you to use your muscles to open your knee out. So instead of being here, you might be here. And I want you to try and feel a stretch here in the back of the area we just worked on. Once you open that knee, kind of bring it back in, open it out, bring it back in, and then settle where you feel like you're getting a good stretch. I like to call it your sweet spot. Additionally, rock your knees side to side. Keep your back down, keep your spine down, keep your shoulder blades down. I don't want you rocking your whole body or you'll fall over. So just your knees going a bit side to side. Notice how that changes up the stretch that you feel and settle in on your sweet spot. So you're both rocking and open your knee to find your sweet spot. And by sweet spot, I want you to make it to feel useful, to feel necessary, like you're getting something out of it, but not necessarily too much. So for me, over here, I don't feel much. Over here, I feel too much. So I'm going to settle in about right here. And this is where I feel a nice stretch. It's pretty deep. It's intense, but it's not so intense that it's causing me any stress. I can still relax. Breathe. Okay, go ahead and switch sides. Play again with opening and closing your knee and rocking side to side. Close your eyes if you want. It's a great way to get more in tune with what you're feeling. And then find your sweet spot. Settle in there. Protect your ankle, by the way. The ankle that's crossed over, make sure that it's nice and straight. You don't want it bent in, for example. You want to keep it nice and neutral. You might find your body gets used to it. You start to feel a lot better. And then maybe you want to move again and find a new sweet spot. When you are ready, you can release. Take both feet down, maybe shake it out. Okay, come on to all fours for me. For the second one, donkey kicks. Typically you want your knees about underneath your hips and wrists underneath your shoulders, but everybody's different. You are welcome to take your hands forward. That's going to alleviate some tension in your wrists. No matter where you decide to land, I want you to engage your core. So bring your belly in, bring your front ribs in, keep your spine nice and straight. So your spine shouldn't move at all throughout this exercise. And then when you are ready, take one leg, flex your feet so your toes are tucked under, and then draw the bottom of your foot up to the sky and bring it back down. Bring it up, bring it down. Notice if your glutes are firing or not. They should be firing right as you lift your leg up and bring it back down. If they are not, before you lift your leg up, I want you to squeeze your butt cheek, then lift it up. Keep it squeezed until you bring it back down. Relax. Squeeze it, lift it up. If you want, you don't have to bring your knee all the way down. You can bring it up. As soon as it just barely starts to touch, bring it back up. Okay, let's go ahead and switch sides. Core engaged, spine straight, toes tucked under. Engage your glute if it doesn't do it on its own. Decide if you want to let your knee rest in between and re-engage the glute, or if you just want to let it sweep and come right back up. And bring it down. Okay. If you have the time, I would like you to take about a 30-second break, do another set, a 30-second break, and then a third set of those donkey kicks. Hopefully you're starting to get a decent list of the areas that you need to work on. Shouldn't be working on everything every day. You should be able to start narrowing it down into the body parts that you need the most and focus on those. With that said, I look forward to working with you next week. If you printed the body chart, go ahead and grab it with the writing utensil. I want you to note how uncomfortable this was for each area that we worked on. I recommend using a scale of 1 to 5, where 5 is the most painful, 3 is in the middle, so I would probably consider that uncomfortable, and 1 feels nice, unnecessary, I think is a good word. For areas you noted a 3, 4, or a 5, I want you to add any notes, such as a particular technique or a tip that you might want to remember when you're working on that area. Now remember, if your body conditions or intuition tells you an area is not right for you, please do not do it. I want you to seek help from a professional instead. So for the next week, I want you to work on all the areas that you noted as a 3 or up, so a 3, a 4, or a 5. There really is no exact plan for how much time you should spend on any one area. Honestly, you gotta work with it for a while, and you gotta find your sweet spot where you're doing it enough that you are making positive change, but not so much that you're wasting your time or bruising yourself. I would say, just to give you an idea, on average 5 times a week is probably good, and maybe 2 to 3 minutes per area, but again, everyone is going to be different. Hopefully you will find, like me, that your pain level adjusts quickly. I might be a 5 in one area, and then a week later I'm a 4, and then a week later I'm a 3. I mean, sometimes our body adjusts really, really quickly, and the pain scale will go down fast. I had a muscle, it was in my back, that would take about 5 minutes of work for me to feel better. But after a few weeks of doing it 1 to 2 times a day, it started releasing in seconds. I started doing it less and less. Again, originally I was doing it daily, but now I only do it when I need it. And hopefully that's what you will find as well, that it will release quicker and you won't need it nearly as often. Other things to note, I want you to drink lots of water and know that you might be sore tomorrow. If so, take a break from that area, and then you can try and do it again the next day if you're not sore anymore. If you need help with the areas, feel free to just watch the videos over and over and do it with me. Otherwise, once you've got it down, just feel free to do it on your own. Either way, be sure to make it quality work. Your muscles are going to release faster if you just relax, focus on what you're doing, and most importantly, remember to breathe, especially those big exhales. With that said, I will see you next week.